Hey all, okay, so it's Saturday night and I'm sure that you probably have other things you're up to, but I was just realizing we hadn't yet gotten a chance to talk about Facebook and Facebook pages and stuff, so I figured it was a chance to do that since my kids are in bed, and why not? It's Saturday night, living it up. So Facebook. So I know that that you've gotten a lot of information thrown at you this week with our new coach training, and it's really awesome to see you all participating and asking questions. And I'm hoping that you're getting some of the basics. But we said we'd talk about Facebook, and that's definitely kind of the number one social media that coaches tend to use. Most of us already had a Facebook account. We've got a good base of friends and family that we're already connected to. So we tend to call that our warm market if you're thinking about it in Beachbody and business terms. Those are people we're already connected to that we don't need to, necessarily build a relationship with from ground zero. And so it's a great place to start. And the thing is that if you're anything like me, and like probably most coaches, it makes you a little nervous to start coaching and be bold and announce that you're a coach and start sharing on Facebook and all that kind of stuff, because we get all weirded out and we feel like we're just going to be spamming people or annoying people, or who knows, or maybe you haven't been super active on social media before, and so even just posting a few times a day, non-Beachbody related, is going to be outside of your norm or outside of your comfort zone. And that's okay. We all have to start somewhere. And honestly, as you continue to grow as a coach, as you get more comfortable with things, you might get more comfortable with some stuff. But I personally, I'm almost at 2 years as coaching, and I still get nervous about posting on Facebook and sharing and everything. And it's just because it allows us to be vulnerable, or it requires us to be vulnerable, and it also opens us up to criticism and critique. But in the same breath, it also opens us up to support from those around us. So just keep that in mind. It can be really tough, but it's also really worth it. And remember that the naysayers and the haters and the people that have not so nice things to say are often the louder ones. And so just remember that, for every person that maybe posts, that they're annoyed by people who are doing, home businesses and using Facebook to promote them or whatever it might be, there's probably 10 plus people that find your posts super inspiring. And, maybe they don't ever speak up. Maybe they don't ever like your posts. Maybe they don't comment necessarily, but I promise you there are people out there that are watching, and they are thriving just based off of you sharing. So you became a coach and you've got your personal Facebook page. And one of the first steps that I can suggest as far as, getting outside of or breaking through that comfort zone and breaking through that, block about posting is something that I kind of do. It's a little trick that in my mind feels a little bit different or a little easier, and that is I have an Instagram account. I never was super active, but I had one, and so I'll post something there and then I will share it to my personal Facebook page. And for whatever reason, it being that share, that little bit of a bridge from my Instagram to my Facebook, just feels less scary, less uncomfortable. So maybe give that a try. Maybe that's the first step, is that you post one or two things on Facebook, you work on being more active on Facebook and just posting, your family or, how your day's going, or, just photos from life and everything. But, maybe start sprinkling in some posts that are posted from Instagram to your Facebook, and maybe that'll be within your comfort zone. There are a couple downsides to that. Posts from Instagram to Facebook kind of get clumped into like your Instagram album. And so depending on how often you're posting and stuff, sometimes they can hide a little bit, but really in the scheme of things, if that's what it takes to get you being more regular about posting, feeling a little bit more open and comfortable, then go for it. It's a great tool. And the thing is, Instagram is its own really strong tool for coaches as well. So if you're starting to, post little bits here and there and, search out hashtags and, maybe try using them and stuff, there's really no downside to that, because you're starting to build that Instagram account as well. So just a little tip as far as, posting to your personal page. maybe you're super comfortable about it and have no problem with it, and that's awesome. Just keep it up and keep going with it. Then the other thing that we often get questions about is Facebook business pages. And so that's like, some people call them a like page because people have to like the page to, follow it basically. And those are optional for coaches. Some coaches, both starting out brand new and really, really successful coaches, don't have business pages or choose not to, or, don't maintain it as much. And so they just work from their personal page, and that's okay. That's a choice, to be made. One thing I will say is that if you are just working from your personal page, you definitely want to make sure that either your personal account is open and public, and Sarah talked about that a little bit earlier this week, but you need to have either your whole account open and public, or at least adjust the privacy settings on photos here and there to be able to make them public. And that's for a few reasons that Sarah talked about it a little bit, but if someone's searching me out, if they found me on Instagram, or if I emailed them because they were a free lead through Beachbody or whatever it might be, and they're kind of just trying to get a feel for me, I need to be able to have a little bit of public content out there for them to get a feel for who I am. And so if my whole profile is totally locked down and private and only visible to my friends, they're going to be able to see my profile picture potentially and my cover photo, and that's about it. And little bits about where I'm from and all that, but not tons to be able to grab a hold of. And that's hard for people to connect to us if that's all they have to go off of. So you definitely, even if you have a private Facebook account, which is totally okay, you definitely want to at least open up your business posts and just little bits of your life and stuff as public. And you can change every single photo, every single post, you can change the privacy on. So you can go in and do that. So that's one thing to say about your public or your personal page. And one reason that some people choose to do a business page is that that's public. And that's a place that they can post to, and it's always going to be visible. They don't have to open up their personal profile completely public. They can leave it private and then just, still again, open up a few posts here and there. And if they've got a business page, then they can, just share things there, and it's visible and it's accessible. And as your friends and family like that page and start following it and commenting on the photos, when that happens, that will be pushed out to their news feed, and so their friends will see it. So it's a great way to grow your network. So business pages, again, are totally optional, but I think there are tons of pros to them. It is fully public, and so you're reaching a completely different audience than your personal page. The other nice thing is that it kind of takes away that block as far as sharing on your personal page and that nervousness, because people have to click like to follow your page. And maybe your post will end up in their newsfeed even if they haven't liked your page, maybe because you've tagged yourself or whatever it might be. But they have to actively want to see your post to like your page. And so then it feels less like you're spamming them, because these are people that chose to follow you and follow your journey and follow your page. The other thing, like I said, is that it's public, and so everything can be seen by anyone, and that's a great way to get outside of that warm market, those friends and family that you started with on Facebook. Some of the downsides are that it can create, double work or extra work, because you're wanting to, keep that page active and posting on there a few times a day at least, and also on your personal page and kind of keeping that account active. And so, it could be extra work, but, I think that they're really worth it. And there's also tons of analytics and stuff, because business pages are set up for businesses. So they have built into them, they track your posts and give you statistics on them. How many people are how many people are seeing those posts, and what time of day are you getting more traffic on your page, and what does your demographic look like? And you can choose to sponsor posts on your business page, where you can't do that from your personal page. And so you can pay to promote your page just in general, or you can pay to promote a certain post. And those are options that are business investments, and they aren't available on a personal page. So for me, I started my business page right off the bat. I have background experience with Facebook pages over the last 5+ years due to home businesses, and so felt like I was comfortable with that. And I also liked the fact that it kind of kept it a little bit separate from my own personal page. And so, it's started slow and all that, but it's a place that I can put and I can follow my own journey. I can, keep it all in one spot, and I can connect with people outside of my friends and family. And it also just feels a little bit more comfortable for me personally. I feel like I don't have to friend request every single person that I come across. I can have them come to my page and, see if we connect. And honestly, I think it also helps people that are looking, for me, or that are connected through, a friend of mine or something. They can check out that page before they have to actually send me, a friend request to get into one of our groups or anything. So they get a chance to kind of peek at me. And I have used, the promoting your page, promoting a post, and gotten little bits of traction with that. So with the business page, you do have the option to push from your Instagram to your business page as well. Again, you're going to have the same ups and downs as far as visibility and where it's going on your page. But, there's tons of options out there. And while, some people will say that they create extra work and everything, I really think that it's a great avenue if you're wanting to build a business, and if you're wanting to, take that further than just, your friends and family and helping them get healthier. Then, create a business page and come up with a team name and just start envisioning what it's going to be like as you grow and, meet new people and get connected to all these people, as your web just kind of keeps going outwards. So that's just a little bit about Facebook, a brief little bit about Instagram, and then Facebook business pages. I'm sure you've got questions. Feel free to ask them. Just post them in the comments, and can't wait to talk more.